In this lesson, we will use the head and tail utilities to assess organizational security. We are in the head and tail portion of the video series. The head and tail utilities are literally two sides of the same coin. One shows the beginning of a file, and the other reveals the end, making them perfect complements for file content analysis, so it makes sense to analyze them together. This lesson is part of a video series that prepares you for the hands-on portion of the CompTIA Security Plus exam and is designed to give you hands-on experience with the operations and incident response section of the exam. So what are the head and tail utilities? The head command displays the first few lines of a file or standard input, while the tail command displays the last few lines. System administrators, developers, and anyone working with text files in Linux uses these commands. It is used when you need a quick preview of a file's content, and is primarily used in Linux, Unix terminal environments, within scripts, or directly in the command line. We use it to quickly inspect or verify files without loading the entire document, and how we use it is by running the head or tail, use the file name, or piping the output from another command, example like cat in the previous lesson. The rest of the how is what this video is all about, so let's get into it. To get started, grab the companion guide from the link in the show notes below. Also, if you like this content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new videos. So we have the companion guide, so let's go ahead and get started. And the first step, it says to download the sample.txt file to the Ubuntu desktop for this exercise. Now, I've downloaded it in a previous exercise, so I have it in the downloads folder, but let's go ahead and verify that. I want to make sure my screen is at a decent size. That seems to be about right. I'm going to CD to the downloads folder, tilde downloads, and I'm doing an ls just to take a look at that sample text file. Now, as mentioned before, there's a variety of ways to get that sample.txt file. You can download it right from the show notes in the show notes below. You can also get it onto your main virtual box, which is your host operating system, in a shared folder, and we discussed that in the previous lesson, actually the first lesson in setting up your environment. Well, that said, you want to download the sample text. I see that I have it there. And the most important thing here is that we are in a zero trust environment, which is to say that trust but verify. We've downloaded a text, but there's two things we don't know about this sample text file. One, was it corrupted in flight because of file transfer error issues, or was there an adversary in the middle? So we want to verify the message digest hash using MD5. So we have this number here. We can quickly go ahead and take a look at it. I jumped right into the terminal because we're familiar with opening the terminal at this point if you've been with the course. If not, please start from the beginning and get these commands under your belt. And now what we're going to do is an MD5, well, not here, over here. We want to do an MD5 sum sample text, and it generates this number, this hash file. So this hash file is what we're looking for, and I want to verify to see if it's actually accurate. So we know hashing is a one-way function. It's also a unique function. This value is unique to this file. So the way to do that is we want to verify it in a way I can sit here in command and take a look at it and have a colleague go echo 62549 Charlie Alpha 4 Alpha, and we can do it that way. But there's a programmatic way to do that, and we'll do that right now. So I'm going to do an MD5 sum. I'm going to go to sample text, and I'm going to pipe or redirect that to another file called hash.txt. And in hash.txt, we see that, and now that we have the cat command under our belt, let's go ahead and quickly hash that. And what it's doing is basically taking that output and putting it into a file so that way we can compare it. And what we're going to do is MD5 sum. We're going to use the -c command, and we're going to hash and text, and we get the OK value. That's how I know that this file, when I downloaded it, it was not tampered in flight. In other words, it wasn't corrupted by file transfer issues, or there wasn't an adversary in the middle that caused some type of on-path attack. So we have that covered. So we're good here, and I feel comfortable working with a file that I've downloaded from the internet. So we're going to select all of these. And once again, just to see this in action, I'm going to clear the screen. Actually, I'm going to leave that here. I'm going to just quickly nano the file so you can see that, because it's okay at this point. I trust it. Nano is a text editor, and I'm going to nano the file or put it in a text editor and change this by literally one dot. That's all I had to do here. I'm going to Control X to get out of this. I'm going to hit save, and now that file has changed, which means that it is no longer have the same value. This value is now different if I was to MD5 it. But more specifically, I want to now check it, and now we see that it has failed because it did change. That's how we know that the checksum values did not match. The file is changed, but that's okay. We have checked it up here before. It's okay to work with. Okay. So we're going to clear our screen. I'll make sure I'm on this side here. I'm going to clear our screen, and we're going to run our head command. And by default, if I just do head sample, it's going to give me the first 10 lines by default. That's good for a test question, especially if you're taking one of these certification exams, or sometimes they'll show you the output of a utility and you have to match the utility that generated that output. So head without any arguments is going to give you the first 10 lines of a file. So we have that, and again, we're going to just quickly observe the first 10 lines of a file. That's what it does by default. Moving down a little bit, if we want to specify the number, we can do a head, and we say the number of lines we want to look. If it's only 5, I can do head the number 5, and it's going to give me only the 5 lines that I'm looking for. And as you can tell, I can just say whatever at this point. It's going to give me 15. The -n flag will give you control over how much do you want to see with the file. Now you're probably wondering, when would we do this? When we're looking at logs. There are quite a bit of logs that we will look at, and we just want to have some of these commands at our fingertips. Okay, so I'm going to clear the screen, and now let's go ahead and test a slightly larger one. So in this case here, I did it with 15. You can see it with 20, and that's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Okay, and now we see we exactly have the 20 lines here. Okay, so we could get fancy here and use a cat and actually number these lines, but I think you get the idea here. So we're going to select this. Now, sometimes with logs as well, we want to output a portion of a file to another file. So in this case here, we're going to get the first 10 lines of a file, and we're going to pipe it to a file to that side. So we'll do that right now. So I have head -n10 or -n for the count sample text, and I'm going to redirect it to a file called first10.txt, and then I can just cat just real quickly that first file. So I see that file right there, and there we have it. So that's real easy, keeping in mind that this is a different file, so we redirected it. Now we can also append. So this is the cat file. This is when I created a file. So what I did was I outputted from sample.txt the first 10, and I outputted directly to a file called first10. Now sometimes you want to add, you want this to be additive. In other words, you want to append the first 15 lines to another file. So in this case here, we're going to do a head. Let me just type that in for you here. -n15. We're going to take it from sample text, and now we're going to append. We're going to add it. I'm just going to call it append.txt. And then I'm going to cat and append, and we can just add it to that line as well. So that's, again, pretty straightforward. Not really fancy at this stage, but helpful going forward when we need to do some more of these as well. Now I'm going to, for housekeeping purposes, I'm going to select these as complete, bring our command and our companion guide up a little bit, and now we're going to just do word counts. So I can also bring in a command. In this case here, we can do the head -n, and at this point we're going to take a count of 8, so it's only going to be 8 lines. Sample text, we're going to use the pipe or the redirection. I want a word count, and just going off script for a little bit, I'm going to just do how many lines do we see here, and it doesn't like that one, so we're going to do -L so we can see it has 8 lines. Of course, we called out 8 lines here. If we wanted to get the word count, we would do the W. It tells me there are 72 words in the first 8 lines. That seems to sound right to me. And of course, if I want to get the size, I can just do the -C, and it tells me how large those first few lines would be, 8 to be more specific. So we can do word count to character counts, so that's always helpful. And then we're also going to display all lines except the last. You can do negative. So sometimes we're looking at things from the positive side, which is the first 5, first 10. We can actually do all lines except the last 90. So in this case here, we're going to clear the screen, not here. So let me just get this so that way we have this cleared out. I always have to remember what side of the screen I'm in. And we're going to head -N -90 and sample.txt, and that actually makes sense, right? It's only going to give us only the first 10 lines because we're saying negate the 90. So sometimes you may want to approach this from a slightly different way, not only from the head, but you're coming from the opposite direction. And with that said, we can get more help with this here. So for example, if you want to get help on the command, you can always do the command -tac. So in this case here, it's tac help. It's going to give you some of the commands that you saw here with the count, the n, verbose. I'm going to clear, and then we can also do the man page, the manual page, and that's going to give us some more detailed. So that's the quick way that we can go ahead and get some more information, and I encourage you to do that. But as I was mentioning here with the -90, that was approaching it from the opposite direction. So we were approaching it from the opposite direction with the head command, but we also have a command called tail. So we're going to switch over. So this was head tail. We'll just quickly run through the same thing with the tail side of the equation. So I'm going to clear my screen here. No need to validate the file because we've done that already. But this time we want to see the tail side of it. So I'm going to do tail sample. And as you can see here, it's taking by default the last 10 lines of this file. Observe the last 10 lines of this file. So that's what the tail command will do. If we wanted to observe just the tail 5, just the last 5, we can do the n count. So we're going to do -n and 5, and we're only going to get the last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that's pretty straightforward as well. So I'm going to select this. Same deal. I just did this one real quickly. I'm back on the Ubuntu side just for the sake of the companion guide and the exercise files. -20 is going to give me the last one, and these are self-explanatory. I can do the same thing. So the same procedures that we did with the head command, we can do with the tail command. I just wanted you to have a companion guide to put into your folder, so that way if you're keeping this in a book format, you have the head command, you have tail head, or head tail, depending on which way you are approaching this file. So with that said, we'll get over onto the Ubuntu side. We're here at the head, tail. I'm back on the Ubuntu side, but I'm also done with this exercise because we've addressed how to approach the files as well as getting help both for tail and or heads. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. I'll see you at the next one.